There's a backup voice channel going on too. Get under this channel. Alright, so from there we're gonna go into more of the other tickers. Alright, so we're gonna go into a fun one. Let's do AMD. AMD's kind of been going crazy. On weeklies, I kind of just look at the ETF. So SPY, QQQ. I'm not gonna do it for all of them. Next I'll look for other tickers is I'll look at the daily. That'll be the highest time frame to look at. Alright, so if we look at the daily time frame on the daily time frame on AMD. I have a nice upside there, and about right here, and kind of see that megaphone formation here. You know, it's like very narrow here, kind of opening up a little bit. And reason I chose these lines was again because of the rejection. Got one rejection here, two rejections here. That's three. And follow that nice rejection on the downside. And again, this is using Heikinashi type candles. You can use your regular candles too. Sometimes the Heikinashi are clearer. This is my please check. There it is. Okay, so there's actually a backup stream on YouTube that Keanu just posted. If you're not able to see my screen. All right, so upside here, I'll pull up my other indicators here. Kind of see that look. Let's see. We can pull up the numbers. So we have RSI at what? At this point, we had 77.33. Just look at this purple number. 77.33. So it kind of got higher to 75, then 76. So funny thing is that we actually have a higher RSI here, and the price chart shows a higher high. So that kind of plays into account with our Qs, right? That's kind of showing us those Qs, like oh shit, this actually makes sense. Qs is actually having that bearish divergence, so why wouldn't AMD have that bearish divergence happen too? And we ended the day on Friday? Yeah, Friday.
Hockey stick looking bear flag thing.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a rising, yeah, love it. AMD.
AMD, nice little. AMD definitely looking like more downside here. Problem is with this setup is what RSI is at like 45, so I would like it to at least touch that 50 range before rejecting, similar to how it did over here on March 23rd. And how do you measure the move? Grab the beginning of the beginning of when that flag formed, and put it at the end of your flag. And once you get that breakout, let's say it's over here, and you'll just move your measured move over there. That's how you adjust. It's not always is it going to break right where I put the measured line, so sometimes I have to adjust it as we go. Hey, it's good to have a nice price target, always. And then thanks to the pivot indicator, I have a nice level to go off of, our 9760s, 9653, 9619. For the sake of this move, I want this. I want 9644. No, literally perfect flag. When will you enter? You're going to enter on the 5. You're not going to enter. There's no entering before the break. You're not going to enter here. You're not going to enter here. You're not going to enter here. You're going to enter when it's outside of the flag. You don't want to enter inside because look what will happen. You can easily just be right here. Oh, it's going to happen. Early entry. Sometimes you can get a nice slap in the face. That's happened to me many times. Sometimes you'll enter right here and you go boop. To the upside, premium will go down. You'll end up holding, being scared for life. So best just to be patient, wait for that move there, and boom, just follow it to the downside. If you don't want to follow it all the way to the measured move, that's fine. Just keep a stop loss. When you're up 20%, set it to 10. You're up 30, set it to 20. And kind of just keep following yourself like that. One thing I forgot to cover on the pattern was the stop loss. So let's say it does break out. Then it goes back into the triangle. You can play it two ways. You can either, if you want to have a more aggressive approach, you can have your stop loss at the top of the trend line, the top of the flag. You want to be more conservative, maybe you'd rather re-enter when it actually has a clear break. That's fine. And put it to your most recent resistance level. 9760 in this case. Let's say it broke, back in there, you're gonna see 9760. Okay, it hit, closed above 9760 on the 5, I'm out of here. It's not gonna, these patterns aren't gonna work 100% of the time. But man, they can definitely give you big moves when it does happen. All right, so that was a hockey stick. Let's go to the video. All right, the video. What are you doing on the daily? Go here. All right, so this is the daily. Oh, I had this one already drawn out. That's fine. So pretty much you'll see that I kind of drew that, but up. It's kind of just stayed on that upwards channel all week, well, for the past few weeks. You see? And let's see. I thought it was a bearish divergence, but I guess it broke out. Nothing too exciting on the daily. Definitely hitting the top of that trend line, so you can definitely see some downside here. Because look at RSI, nice and overbought, so it's already primed for a reversal to the downside. And again, measure the move. In this case, where was the last touch at the bottom? Right there. Where was the last touch at the top? Right here. Wait for the breakout outside of the pattern. Say it happens over here. your measured move is going to be all the way to 205.15. If you look at the other candles, that makes sense. You kind of had a nice double bounce here on February 22nd and February 21st. So this price target makes sense. And then stop loss in this case would be if it reverted back. If it reverted back into the pattern. And more aggressive approach would be all the way to the upside here at that 270 level. Guys, give me a comment below. Let me know if you're following along well, if I'm explaining well. Awesome. All right, cool. So dailies are the big guys for our swingers. Now let's go to the intradays. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the intradays. So we have, interesting, looks very, well, AMD actually consolidated for a while, but then NVIDIA, we're looking at that 15. Kind of broke out of the consolidation before we closed, right at that last power hour. So let's line it up and see. All right, looking nice. A little bit of a flag there. A little bit of a flag. Based off AMD, definitely could stay puts here. If we remember back to our QQQs, got a bearish divergence to look forward to. So definitely very bearish. Not usually a bear, but you can't be biased in this market. You do what the market gives you. So anyways, here's a 15. Grab the beginning. Well, that beginning move didn't grab the whole channel, so I'm going to grab the top. I grab that bottom right here. And same as before, guys. So wait until we break out. Give me a candle somewhere here, a big one. I don't want a doji outside of there. Get a little doji or something very indecisive outside of the break, then I won't enter. If we get a nice clean break, one of these fat candles, I'm definitely looking for a solid move to the downside to the measured move of 262.21. I'll invalidate the move like myself if I have this on my chart if it breaks above the trend line. So for instance, if we get a break here, just pretty much I'll give it like 2 candles. Like if we get a huge green candle, then obviously it's invalidated. Or if we get like a pretty big candle above it, invalidated, I'll erase it from my chart and start fresh and look for another move. How do we do it? We set out, so we always find our moves on the 15 and the 30, and we go to the 5. So the 5. So now what we looked at on the 15 kind of makes sense on the 5. Why? Because we have that doji candle here. So indecision going on. And I always look at where VWAP is. So VWAP is right here at about 266.51. So that for me, if we break below that, that would be a very bearish move. I would be like, oh man, puts are the way to go as soon as it breaks. But I'm not gonna get in early. I'm gonna get it over here. Get in early, you might get chopped out. And what's the point? Just because you wanted to get another 20%? And not just, why not enter here, go all the way to the downside, 80% move, boom, and there's less of a heart attack. I don't know about you guys, but I hate to be anxious about the move and be like, oh man, hurry up. So take the solid play, which is outside of the breakout. And then in this case, it would be if we break out of that flag, we can go to 264, 40, and 262, 23. If you ever feel like the move is like too big, right, from the measured move and the last resistance, you can always just get a Fibonacci. Just measure it out. Measure your 0 to 1, and make a little support line at your halfway point. You delete it, boom. Okay, now instead of waiting all the way from 264 to 262, now you have a little price target here, 263.30. Build some runners if you got them, so 262.22, and we're out, and we're golden. So just another thing you guys can do if you ever wanted to maybe shorten the move. Sometimes waiting $2 or $3 feels like forever. SMH. I'll look at SMH at the end. All right, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at a daily on Meta. Go to this guy, because I already have the daily set up. So dailies on Meta. Immediately, what stands out? Higher highs here. Higher lows on the, lower lows on the RSI. It's not a coincidence. Definitely can see a nice pullback. See how everything's kind of lining up? GPUs, AMD, NVIDIA. Everybody's kind of showing that bearish move to the downside. Yeah, and you have a huge gap there. This is blue. There. Yeah, so definitely can see a big move to the downside here. And if you pull up your guys, in this case, you would take away the dailies because they kind of like get jumbled here. Look, you have some nice support lines. What do we got? All right, so let's grab our lowest candle, which was this guy here. Let's take it to our trend line. And let's see, if we were to get a clear rejection here to the downside, we could see 176.73 on the daily time frame. I'd actually set the gap right here. Let's do that. Yeah, because I would actually see a little bit of downside of 176.73. Bigger move because it's on the daily time frame, but just for your information. Now, intradays, the fun ones. But I just don't swing that often just because I don't have patience. Or I don't know if it happened to you guys, but sometimes I just can't sleep. Especially if I put like a good amount of money in a swing. All right, so let's go to 15. So 15 on Meta. A little too low. Let's go right here. Boom. Okay, nice. Why I chose this guy here? Let's get a closer look. Nice rejection, rejection, rejection. Price is respecting that trend line nicely. Will be entry rejection of trend. Okay. Talking about here for Meta, Diesel Man. Talking about here for Meta, Diesel Man. Okay, we'll come back to it.
Hello?
All right, so. All right, so what are we seeing there? So we are seeing, a little far. We are seeing a little bit of a symmetrical triangle. Look at that sheet. All these patterns I kind of went over are in the chat. Chart pattern cheat sheet. Kind of my meat and gravy there to finding moves throughout the day. This is a symmetrical triangle breakout. your move will go all the way down to here, 202.93. Again, 204, it would have to break that 204.40, and then we can see a big move to 202.93. But again, if you don't want that large move, that's fine. Draw it out, grab your fib, measure out about half. That'll be your another price target for you to follow. So now you have 204.36, 203.64, and 202.93 for runners. Now that's a key. That's a key here, honestly. The key is finding that take profit, finding where you can leave your runners to, and that's it. Out of the move, and wait for the next one. If you can pretty much measure out all your moves and take profit margins, I don't see why you wouldn't be in profits at the end of the week. As always, the 5. Always go off the 5. The 5 is your best friend. And Dieselman for daily. Best entry here would actually be, let's say if we break below this 204.02. If we break below this 204.02, our next area of resistance would actually be at 196. So actually 2 lines there. But I like the rejection here and a nice rejection here. So from 204.02 could definitely see 197.99, 195.45. And then, of course, if you want to leave runners for this huge move, you can, but to you and your risk tolerance. All right, what else we got? Netflix. Oh, I love freaking Netflix. I love Netflix. I love trading it. I love watching it. Again, amazing. All right, so if we go to the daily time frame, actually I had it already drawn out. So what do we see here? We see a kind of symmetrical triangle going on here. See how it's kind of just up, down. So it wouldn't be, actually, this is actually the only bullish move that we've seen so far. Oh no, this is daily, sorry. We've had a few bullish moves. Definitely, if you're swinging, Netflix would be a nice swing to 340s, to that 340 range. And remember, with symmetrical triangles, you have to account for both sides, bullish and bearish. I see where that was. Actually, just clone this guy, put it over here. And those are your 2 possibilities. Break to the upside here on the 4 hour would give you that 370, 388, or 16. Very possible. Same to the downside. We break below that 297.22. We can definitely see 269, 20, 59. And now from there, we're going to do Wait, I forgot my intraday. So let's delete this guy. All right, so looking at the 15, first thing that stands out to me is it's actually a double. There's actually 2 patterns here. So here here's the high, and here. What's that? So that looks like a bull flag to me. Out the little stick, there it is. Looks like a bull flag on the 15. The only thing that bothers me here is, well, actually, no, it's fine. I was gonna say a divergence, but this one's higher than this candle, so it's fine. So definitely I like the upside here. So grab the top of the trend line to the bottom of the trend line. This time when they last touched. Boom right there. Measure and move is 336. And you wait on the 5. Wait on the 5. You want a candle here? Boom. You can easily get to 336. And you know Netflix. Netflix is what, Friday? Friday was, it opened at 319. And we went as high as 331. So these huge moves, very possible. This is almost like a second Netflix. I mean, a second Tesla. Definitely a good move to look out for here. Look at RSI kind of breaking below that 50. So definitely it's going to be very interesting Monday morning. We're gonna look for a push to the upside. And it's holding right above that VWAP at 327.39. And let's do Tesla. Tesla will probably be the last one I go over. Any big ones you guys want to touch on? I haven't touched on already. Just let me know. Costco. Okay. You can do Costco. All right, so first off, and Tesla, because Tesla is just amazing. Tesla, we got this guy here. And we have this guy here. It's not really it's not really a good pattern. I don't really like it that much, so I wouldn't play anything here on the daily. Let's go to the 15. Are there any nice intraday moves for tomorrow? As you see, if I don't see anything like good that matches that like cheat sheet that I shared with you guys, I'm usually not gonna play it. Because in that case I'll just be like making up patterns. All right, so let's match here. Actually, we can match like right there. Yeah, right there. At that bottom portion here. Grab that bottom portion, and what are we seeing actually? We could actually see a little bit of a bear flag going on. If we bring this down a little bit. Yeah, that actually looks better there. Yeah, it looks better there because of that huge wick here. It looks a lot better. So Tesla, looking for a bearish move. Look at that huge can. Look at that hockey stick. And just as always, measure out that move. Last time it touched the top was right there. Last time it touched the bottom. And just wait for the break on the 5. Your move will be about 185. This is Tesla, so $5 move is cake. As always, wait on the 5-minute. 5-minute close. You want it below the pattern. You get in early and you lose. All right, that's on you. And then also, I forgot my lines. All right. So here are my lines. So let's say we do enter here, and my stop loss would be that first resistance, 189.88. That would be my stop loss before I'm like, okay, forget it. It's not going to go back to the downside. Okay, and then RSI looks bearish here, kind of rejecting that 50. So tomorrow will be interesting to see if we continue to the downside to that oversold level. And that is it for Tesla. All right, now what do you guys want to see? You want Costco. Freaking love Costco. Ooh, 15. Ooh, what are we seeing there? Ask me about this. Diesel Man, Nove. What pattern is this? Oh, this is a bull flag. It is a bull flag. So look at these. I drop the picture again. The chat. Look at that picture I dropped in the chat. And look at the bull flag. Now kind of makes sense, right? Cool. And then from there, as always, we're on the 15th, so we're just going to measure out that move real quick. Grab the top. Last time it touched the bottom, over here. And boom, there. And look, aligns perfectly with our resistance level here at 497.81. Boom. Yeah, it is a little bit overbought here. So this is 494. So it could definitely retrace back to 490 at the end of this candle. 494. A 5 minute, we're right here. So 5 minute, just wait for that break. We're gonna wait for a break right here, and we can literally just go to the moon. 497. And a $3 move for Costco is nothing. So very easily can happen. And there was one more someone asked me. Baba. All right, so Baba. All right, so I'm gonna grab these guys here. I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go with that one just because we have those 3 touches here. And here, have a nice little symmetrical triangle. I wouldn't say it's a bull flag just because there's not that huge upside we had in Netflix. And as always, measure out the move. Last time it touched the bottom, last time it touched the top. And we would say, okay, if it breaks to the upside, we're going to get to that 89.35 level. Copy of this. Same move, but to the downside would be right there at $84, perfectly on the dot. Well, these moves make sense. Price doesn't move randomly for the most part, unless we have Jerome Powell. And as always, on the 5. On the 5, you're gonna watch this. Boom. You're gonna get in there. You're gonna get in on the break here. Break here. That is it. I think we went over a lot of tickers. I hope you guys understood a lot of the patterns and candlesticks that I went over. Leave me a comment here. Let me know how I did today. If you guys want to see this again next week for another time, or if you never want to see a video like this again, let me know. Too. Also be sure to check out the Discord. I mean, this is all in the Discord. I post daily in this Discord. Do chart patterns, and we have various analysts that post charts. Go off of with targets. We have Keanu doing day trades. I do some day trades.